I promised that I would do a little bit of a video for you, just because we've missed out on our drumming lesson this week. So what I'm going to do is we'll do a bit of revision on the open Maksoum that we looked at last week, and then we'll have a look at the next stage on, which is the filled Maksoum. So I've got my drum and it's placed across my lap. It could be a bit confusing because we've got the mirror image thing happening. So anyway, we'll just see how we go with it. I'll see if I can edit this and maybe flip it around so it looks more what you would be expecting to see. Right, to start off with, I hope you've had a bit of a practice and you've been looking at the notation that I sent out. And remember, last week we looked at the open Maksoum, so it was just dum tek, tek, dum tek, dum tek, tek, dum tek. So I hope that you've been seeing that rhythm and practicing that a bit. Also, what we did last week was just have the really basic introduction to our dums and our teks. So we've got our dum, so that's that nice firm slap in the middle of the drum, and just allow your hand to bounce back off it. Excuse me, I'll just move this down a little bit. I wonder if I can make that fit a bit better. Oh, you don't need to see the top of my head. Dum tek, dum tek. So that's what we did last week. We looked at the dums and the teks. So dum, tek. So remember, the tek is just on the edge of the drum, and the key is to keep your hand nice and relaxed. So our lovely open Maksoum is dum tek, tek, dum tek, dum tek, tek, dum tek. And if you're only using the right hand, just keep your left hand just on top of the drum there. It's just nice and relaxed, just sitting there. So we've got dum tek, tek, dum tek, dum tek, tek, dum tek, dum tek, tek, dum tek, dum tek, tek, dum. Let's get a bit faster. So it's good for you just to practice along to that. So you can pause the recording here if you like and pick up your drum or your stool or your bucket and just have a little bit of a practice. If you can't get the dum tek, tek, dum, just make sure that you're finding the dums and you're connecting with the dums, because that will be the main thing. As long as you know where the dums are, then you can play along to the rhythm. Now, if you're playing djembe, if you've got one of those djembes, remember you've got it between your legs and it's still the right hand. So it's dum tek, tek, dum tek, dum tek, tek, dum tek. And if you've got a lovely big African djembe, the dum is more of a pushing away, like that dum tek, tek, dum tek. So you really allow the sound of that dum to come out through the drum. Right, so pause the video here and have a bit of a practice of that. And then when we come back, we're going to start introducing the left hand, the ka. Right, so now remember last week I said with the ka, it's just really striking the side of the drum, and I use that finger. It just depends. Other people use the middle finger. Some people use the top two fingers, but see, I can't get a good noise out of the top two fingers. Some people use the whole hand. So what I reckon you should do is just have a bit of a play and see what works for you. So you might find that you've got a really strong ring finger like me, and you can get your ka just with that one finger. Try all the fingers and see what happens. The big thing is that you need to keep your hand relaxed, so that when you are bringing your hand down, and you can see there I've actually got my elbow anchoring the drum. So I use my left elbow to hold the drum in place, and then I'm bringing my arm up and down and just letting that ring finger hit the drum. So it's just a slightly different sound to the tek So tick, ka, tick, ka, tick, ka, tick, ka, tick, ka, tick. So that means we have 3 sounds to play with now. We've got dum, ka, tick, dum, ka, tick, dum, ka, tick. So your tick is with your dominant hand and the ka is with your less dominant hand. Dum, ka, tick, dum, ka, tick, dum, ka, tick. So this is good practice anyway. Just get used to, it's almost like a clock ticking. Good. What we're going to do now is start bringing that ka, your less dominant hand, into the rhythm. So if you're, I really don't want you to be working through the instructions, but if you've had a look at your instructions, we're going to be looking at the next rhythm down. So the Maksoum, it's dum ka tek ka dum ka tek, 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 dum ka tek ka dum ka tek. Can you see there's that little pause at the end? So it's dum ka tek ka dum ka tek, 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 dum ka tek ka dum ka tek. Dum ka tek ka dum ka tek. Do you see what I did there? In that little gap now, what I want you to do is start doing a really quick tekadum. So it fills that little gap in, and it also can be really helpful in counting. So often what we do in drumming is at the end of every group of 4, we might do something a bit different, and it's just to help us keep count, because otherwise you can get a bit wild and crazy and you lose track of where you're up to. So what I'm going to do now is put that little bit of a fill in the end. So it's just tekadum. So just have a go at that. Just the tekadum. 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 And now we're going to try and put that little tekadum in at the end of the rhythm. Right, let's see how we go. I'll do it a little bit slow. Dum ka tek ka dum ka tek, tek a dum ka tek ka dum ka tek. Dum ka tek, tek a dum ka tek ka dum ka tek, tek a dum ka tek ka. So you can see we've still got that same pulse coming through the rhythm, but we're just making a little bit more fancy. So once we've got that basic Maksoum and the filled Maksoum working, then you can swap in and out. So you can start off with like the basic Maksoum. Try not to get too fast. Forgot there. So you can go from your basic to your full, back to the basic. You can just do the dums, but you just need to keep sort of charging along at that same sort of speed, using that same sort of rhythm. So let's have a go now. We'll do 4 open Maksoum and then 4 version 2 Maksoum, but we won't put the falling down the hill at the end. We'll just keep that little bit of a pause there. So we'll do 4, 4, 4, 4. Let's see how that goes. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did go a little bit off rhythm there a little bit. It's a bit disconcerting because I'm sitting here looking at the laptop, looking at the camera, watching myself drum. It's a bit weird. But anyway, I hope that that's enough that you can have a little bit of a play with that. So make sure that you're practicing the open Maksoum, and then make sure that you're having a play with that filled Maksoum. Boom, tick, tick, a tick, boom, tick, a tick. Boom, tick, tick, a tick, boom, tick, a tick. And then put that little bridge in it as well. Tick, a boom, tick, tick, a tick, boom, tick, a tick. And next week we're going to go on and we'll be looking at some other combinations of rhythms. So for your homework this week, play and practice with that filled Maksoum. The other thing that I want you to have a little bit of a play at, if you've got your car working nicely, I want you to see if you can pop. So when you're popping, you bring this edge of your hand across the drum and you're pressing quite firmly on the head of the drum, and then do a car, and it's called a pop. So if all you do is just move your hand backwards and forwards. So it's a pop, pop, car, pop, car, pop, car. You can hear the sound is a little bit different. The other thing you can practice is a slap. So that's the slap. So it's really loud. It's like a dum, but instead of that nice open sound, you're bringing your hand into the drum and you're sort of cupping it. It's a bit difficult to see there, but it's like it sticks to the head of the drum. So it's dum and then slap. So you've just got another little sound to play with. So we could then have our dums, our ticks, our cars, pops, and slaps. Oh, that was a good one. So you can have a bit of a play with that. And that's the sound you want. That it's like quite a hard sound. So thanks for watching. There's your homework for the week. Hopefully we'll get together and have in-person drumming next week. If not, I'll do another video. So let me know how you go, and enjoy your drumming. Dum tek, tek, dum tek, dum tek, tek, dum tek. Thank you.